From countries like Japan and Canada that everyone sees as peaceful, kind, and picture-perfect, to countries like North Korea and Nazi Germany, remembered for fear, destruction, and, well, being the villain in history. Today, we'll be looking into the world's most loved and most hated countries. Note that this isn't about judging people. It's about understanding how history, actions, and choices can make a country either the world's favorite neighbor or the one you pretend you're not home for when they knock. Starting first with North Korea, the closed-off giant of paranoia. This is easily one of the most feared and hated countries in the modern world. North Korea's government controls basically everything. People can't choose their leaders, can't speak freely, and if you even think about insulting the leadership, congratulations, you've just unlocked the prison or worse, your death. The country is so cut off that most citizens don't even have real internet. News from the outside world? Not happening. Even visitors see only what the government wants them to, which means the version of North Korea you see in photos is basically the Instagram filter version. And yet, they love showing off their military, missile tests, nuclear threats, you name it. While billions go into weapons, everyday citizens face poverty and hunger. Military parades roll by on TV, but behind the scenes, life is hard and hope is very little. Unlike our next country, Japan, the nation everyone respects. Japan is like that student who's good at everything. Smart, polite, creative, and somehow always on time. This is a country where thousand-year-old temples and high-speed bullet trains exist side by side like it's no big deal. Visitors are blown away by the kindness. People bow, speak softly, follow rules, and keep public spaces spotless. The food is legendary. Sushi, ramen, matcha desserts, it's all made with insane attention to detail. Culturally, Japan is a global powerhouse. They have anime, manga, video games, tech innovations, the whole package. And when disaster strikes, Japan's resilience is unmatched. Earthquakes, tsunamis, they face it all with calm unity. However, not all country was calm and kind, because our next country, Nazi Germany, might just be the total opposite. From 1933 to 1945, under Adolf Hitler, Nazi Germany wasn't just disliked, it became one of the most hated regimes in history. They started World War II, caused tens of millions of deaths, and committed the Holocaust, murdering 6 million Jews and millions of others. Freedom vanished, fear ruled the streets, and the Nazis invaded country after country, leaving Europe in ruins. Their obsession with control and racial supremacy turned the world against them. Nazi Germany also destroyed cities, torn apart families, and people lived in constant fear of violence. The war brought suffering on a scale the world had never seen before, until the world came together to stop its cruelty in 1945 and Nazi Germany was defeated. Coming up next, we have Canada, the friendly neighbor. Everyone loves snowy mountains, crystal lakes, endless forests. Canada looks like a nature documentary with politeness added in as bonus. Canadians are famously kind and welcoming, and the country prides itself on multicultural harmony. It's a place where human rights are respected, healthcare is free, and cities are clean and safe. Culturally, it's also produced global stars like Drake, Celine Dion, and Justin Bieber. On the world stage, Canada's a peacemaker, avoiding unnecessary conflict and stepping in to help where it can. Okay, this next one is pretty shocking because it's Japan, yeah again, but it's not really what it seems because we're talking back the Imperial Japan, which is Japanese in the past. Before becoming today's peace-loving, tech-savvy nation, early 20th century Japan was a feared empire builder. They invaded China, Korea, the Philippines, and beyond, leaving destruction in their path. The Nanjing Massacre alone saw tens of thousands of civilians slaughtered. Pearl Harbor pulled the United States into World War II, and the Pacific became a brutal battleground. While modern Japan is respected worldwide, its imperial history was rather chaotic and can serve as a reminder of how wanting too much power can cause trouble. Italy is basically a walking postcard. Ancient ruins, Renaissance art, sunlit piazzas, and food that makes life worth living. Rome's Colosseum, Florence's masterpieces, Venice's canals. Every corner screams history and charm. Food isn't just food here. It's an event. Pizza, pasta, gelato, made with love and meant to be shared. Italians live life with passion, whether it's art, music, or arguing over soccer. Even the landscapes are dramatic. From the rolling hills of Tuscany to the Amalfi Coast's cliffside views, it's like nature decided to show off. And let's not forget, this is the birthplace of opera, high fashion, and Ferraris, proving Italy is a country that knows how to blend elegance with speed. However, our next one would be a nation that people despise, the Soviet Union, the superpower of control. From 1922 till 1991, the USSR was a massive, feared empire stretching across Eastern Europe and Asia. The Communist Party controlled every part of life. No one had access to free speech. and dissent could get you exiled, jailed, or killed. They expanded their ideology by force, built one of the world's largest militaries, and kept the world on edge during the Cold War. The space race, nuclear arms buildup, and iron-fisted rule made it both a global rival and a source of fear. When it collapsed in 1991, it left behind a complicated legacy of mistrust, economic struggles, and deep cultural scars across its former states. France is now one of the loved countries today. France is elegance personified. The Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, lavender fields, fine wine, and food that turns meals into art. Paris is the city of light, but the beauty extends far beyond the capital. French culture has given the world revolutions, philosophy, fashion, and a lifestyle built around enjoying the finer things. From the beaches of the French Riviera to the snowy peaks of the Alps, France blends natural beauty with human creativity. It's a place where liberty, equality, and fraternity aren't just words. They're part of the national identity, woven into everything from politics to daily cafe culture. This next one isn't particularly gated, but it's definitely feared modern Russia. Since 2000, under Vladimir Putin, Russia's tightened control over speech, media, and opposition. Outside its borders, military actions, from annexing Crimea in 2014 to invading Ukraine in 2022, have drawn global condemnation. Accusations of political interference abroad and aggressive foreign policy have turned much of the world against its leadership, even though the Russian people themselves aren't the ones making those calls. Meanwhile, Russia's vast natural resources, from oil to natural gas, keep it an economic heavyweight, and its size gives it unmatched geographic influence, but also makes it a constant subject of geopolitical tension. Switzerland, a country that is peace in perfection. Switzerland is basically the definition of calm. They have snowy Alps, crystal lakes, tidy cities, and a history of staying out of wars. Even during global conflicts, Switzerland stayed neutral, becoming a hub for peace talks and humanitarian aid. Its direct democracy lets citizens vote on major issues, and Swiss quality is legendary. Chocolate, cheese, watches, all world-class. Safe, clean, and fair, Switzerland is loved for being a country that minds its own business while making life better for its people. Add in world-famous ski resorts, precision engineering, and banking secrecy that once drew global elites, and you've got a nation that blends peace with quiet prosperity. These countries, loved or hated, prove one thing. Reputation isn't built overnight. It's carved over decades by choices, culture, and how you treat both your own people and the rest of the world. If you thought this was interesting, wait till you see the next one, where we take all the best traits and create the ultimate perfect country.